Hi guys, welcome back to Kids Grills. Today we're doing, we are actually going to be doing a Japanese Wagyu steak. Now the reason I want to do this is because this bad boy costs £41.28 and I wanted to see, is it really worth the money? That's the bottom line, do you know what I mean? I did get this from our local butchers, which is Webster's Butchers, so big shout out for those guys. If you're ever in the area, well worth giving those guys a go. So bloody helpful down there, do you know what I mean? So anyway, let's have a look at our £41.28 steak. See what we get, shall we? you never know until you try. Are you ready? Ta-da! That's the size of it. I mean, there's plenty of marbling in there, guys. I mean, she looks pretty, there's no ifs or buts about it. It is a ribeye, and I was told that that was the best one to try out with a Wagyu, so hey-ho, that's what we're going to do. Right, very straightforward, guys. We are going to keep this simple, because as far as I'm concerned, it's going to be all about the taste of this. So, all we're going to do is salt. Go pretty heavy on the salt. Black pepper. Like so. Give her a flip. Repeats the process. And guys, that is pretty much it. Now I'm going to let that dry brine for the whole day so we can draw some of this flavour out, and then we're going to cook her later on the Pit Boss griddle. So I will see you later on to tuck into a very expensive Japanese Wagyu steak. I shall see you then. Okie dokie guys, welcome back. We have been dry brining all day. Just in salt and pepper, that's all that we're doing today. Nothing special. The steak should be special enough itself at 41 quid for one piece of steak. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, listen, you never know till you try. We need to find out whether Wagyu is worth it or not. So, all we've got to do, Pit Boss is set up over here. We're just going to chuck a nice bit of butter on here. I'm going to bring you over, give this a little spridge around. And then we're going to give this a test, aren't we? Are you ready? A 41 quid Japanese Wagyu steak. Are you ready? Listen for the sizzle. Oh, have a word with that. Happy days. Now I'm going to do 3 minutes each side, and then hopefully that should be all we need. But we shall soon find out. I am intrigued, is the word, to find out whether a Wagyu steak that costs this amount of money is worth the money. I'm really not convinced yet, but we shall soon see, won't we? I must admit, when my missus found out it's 41 quid, she weren't fucking happy. Ayo, never know. Right guys, that is the 3 minute mark. This bad boy is getting a flip. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Oh, well, that looks pretty fucking tasty. Happy days. I shall see you in 3 more minutes. And there you have it, guys. Let's bring this bad boy off and see what all the fuss is about, shall we? Happy days. Well, it just looks like a normal steak. Let's bring you over. Now, it's a pretty thin steak. Do you know what I mean? So it ain't going to take a lot of resting time. But while that's resting, one of the joys of being a dad is you've also got to feed the rest of the bloody family. So I'm going to stick this fillet steak on for my little girl now. So you just have to bear with me, guys. Right, guys, that has had a resting time of about 3 to 4 minutes there. Now, let's see if we can find out what all the fuss is about, shall we? Now, I think I'm just going to cut her into some nice slices. Now it is a ribeye. Now I would have preferred to have had a sirloin, I think, but I've been told this is the way to go. You've got to go with what you're hearing, haven't you? So here we go. See what she's like. Well, I'd say that's where I like her to be. That's about a medium. Are you ready? I'm even having a bit of fat. Well, I've got to say, I don't normally eat fat, but look at that big chunk of fat there. Well, fat me gently, guys. That is absolutely beautiful. And do you see that big chunk of fat I ate? I'm going in again, look. Look. A big chunk of fat. This is not me. The fat is really, really tasty. It's not chewy. That steak is, oh, That steak is absolutely beautiful. Do I think it's worth 41 quid? Not so sure. But still, for me to eat that amount of fat is pretty unbelievable. Like, do you know what I mean? Because if you've watched my channel, you know I'm a fussy little fucker. But that, as a Wagyu, Japanese Wagyu steak, I'll tell you something, if anyone put that in front of you, you wouldn't be upset. Now remember, don't forget to push all the fucking buttons, and I'll see you next time.